These exercises, this retreat, I needed so badly just to quiet my heart down and receive what God wanted me to receive, because we're kicking it up a notch. Diaconate ordination is now 2.5 months away, God willing and bishop willing. The bishop's got to give me the thumbs up still, so can't jump to conclusions. So, and that is actually the big one for me. For most clergy, anyone who's pursuing the priesthood, because the priesthood's the goal. We want to get there, and that's the one that everybody really celebrates for the diocese. But for us personally, that's when we take our 3 promises at diaconate. So our promise of prayer, obedience to the bishop and his successors, and celibacy. And we renew those even more during priesthood ordination, but it's just a continuation of what we've already promised at diaconate. So, and that's when we're ordained. That's when there is a change in our very being at diaconate ordination. So I think with the retreat, I am being more aware of who I am and who I am in the Father's eyes. I am even more ready and more anxious and more nervous and more excited than I ever have been. So it's coming up. It's like 10 weeks.
I know, it's insane.
It's 10 weeks.
It's insane.
God help those people.
All right, let me ask you the question here. We got some good stuff.
How do I listen to God's call with difficulty? I've found in my life I need to constantly remind myself of 3 things. The first is I need to put myself in a place to be found. Sometimes that means physically. Sometimes I need to get away from noise, the TV, the phone, the computer, and go to a chapel, go to a church, go to someplace quiet where I know God is present, because that space was created to enter into His presence easily. Sometimes that means I need to be around the right people. If I am making a decision and I need to make this decision fast, or it's a decision that probably should not just be me thinking it over, and I go to the chapel and I'm still really, really distracted, I need to put myself around people, the same people that God put in my life. They're also His creation, right? That are actively seeking a relationship with God themselves. So I know if I put myself with them, they can give me the right advice. They can help me put my mind at ease, whether just relax or to think clearly, consider other perspectives. So when you put yourself at a place to be found, it's basically putting yourself in an environment or an atmosphere where I can be more receptive to what God's trying to tell me. And it keeps you from being lost. Can I tell a story here? Okay. At Creighton University, where I did the spiritual exercises, there's a blind priest. And he always tells this story when he was walking home. He's blind. He knows the roads really, really well. He's been walking them for years. For whatever reason that day, he got completely disoriented and had no idea where he was. Totally familiar, run-of-the-mill day, split second, he lost it. He just like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. What did he do? He decided to sit down in the middle of the road. Why? He put himself at a place to be found. He knew, and he hoped, that a car would not run him over. But if you're in the middle of a street, people are, why is that old crazy man sitting in the middle of the street? People are going to notice. People are going to be concerned. And believe it or not, he heard the car behind him slow down. Someone got out. They knew who he was, they said, and he was a priest. Father so-and-so, like, are you okay? He recognized the voice, so it was a friend that found him. What are you doing sitting in the middle of the street? And he goes, I got lost. So I just put myself at a place to be found.